Hi Cancer, this is Teresa from Tarot by T. And this month we have a lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is favorable to your sign on the 8th. And then we have Venus moving into Sag on the 17th. Mercury moves into Sag on the 18th. The Sun and Jupiter, the Sun moves into Sag on the 23rd. Jupiter goes direct, and then we have a new moon in Sag on the 23rd. So let's see what the cards say. We'll talk about the astrology later. But let's see what the cards say for Cancer about love and relationships. What does Cancer need to know about love and relationships for the month of November 2022? What does Cancer need to know? The Strength card. Justice. The Two of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords. The Tower. The King of Swords. The Judgment. The Six of Swords. The Ace of Wands. The King of Wands. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, major change is happening this month. So you have the Strength card. This is a card of controlling the beast within, or controlling the shadow. Learning how to express your anger in healthy ways. So you could be, it's a psychological card where you learn how not to overreact to things. So if someone's pushing your buttons, instead of reacting in anger, and you're learning to control those emotions. You're learning how to release anger in a healthy way. This could be you, or you could also be dealing with someone who has problems with anger. So if it's not you dealing with anger issues, it could be a partner that blows up. They don't know how to get their needs met without blowing up and having a big come apart. So if you're in a relationship where anger issues are interfering with your peace and harmony, counseling could help. I feel like you could be dealing with helping someone who's going through a healing crisis also. And you're there offering support and helping them through an emotional time. Justice is here. This is a card of, it comes up, you have there could be some legal things to be dealt with in a relationship. So for some of you who are going through a divorce, you could have some legal issues. There will be a fair outcome. Justice usually means if you're waiting for a decision to be made, that the decision will be fair and it will be in your favor. The Justice card also represents karma. So it could be that you're in a relationship that has there's a karmic connection with this person. Like you've had a past life connection and you're resolving some karma. I feel like you're going to come to some type of change and then new beginning this month within a relationship. With the Two of Pentacles, you could be busy at work juggling many things, trying to keep things together. I feel like if you've been pretending to be happy in a situation, you're going to reach a point where you can't pretend anymore, and you have to take action to solve it. Now, whether that's a relationship or a career situation, it could be either one with the Two of Pentacles. Maybe you've been so busy with work and taking on too much, and you haven't devoted enough time to a relationship, or you've been just trying to keep you're just juggling, you're doing too much, and you realize, I can't keep this up. I can't just keep working. I have to cut some things out. You have this Knight of Pentacles energy. So you could be dealing with a person. Knight of Pentacles is someone who is very down to earth, willing to do the work, a good worker, reliable person. That could be your energy, like you're just, trying to do the right thing at work and be responsible. But it could also be another person. Maybe you're starting a relationship with someone who is very down to earth. Could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I also see air with the King of Swords. That could be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, or even Leo, fire, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So you could be dealing with any of these people. I feel like this Knight of Pentacles energy, though, is a new energy, a younger energy. The Ace of Swords, something has set you off and caused you to tap into your warrior spirit. The Ace of Swords is a new beginning where you decide to take action. So you may have decided, I have to be more assertive in my life if I want to make something work in a relationship. And you have the Tower coming up in the future. I feel like there's some major changes coming where you may want to break, there might be a lot of reconstruction going on in a relationship where you break down and you rebuild in a better direction. So for some of you, it could mean the end of a relationship. If something is not working, the Tower can take away what's no longer serving you so that you could focus in a new direction. But it can also, it's like a breakdown to rebuild. It doesn't always mean the end. It just means that if you want to save a relationship, there has to be some major change. You can't keep relating to each other in the same way. So you have to break down all the bad habits that are pulling you apart and rebuild in a new direction. The Tower is sometimes like a wake-up call or seeing the truth. It's an enlightening and it's an illumination. So the lightning strikes the Tower, you see the truth. And once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. So you may see some truths this month in a relationship, and then from there, you'll know how to take action. I feel like you're going through some major changes, and in a good way, because you're seeing where maybe you haven't been, you're seeing the truth about something, and you're going to be taking action to fix whatever's wrong or to move in a new direction. But you have justice here, so I feel like justice, everything will work out in the end. The King of Swords, this is a card of trying to decide, trying to separate what's real from what's not real. So there could be some truth surfacing this month, and you have to figure out what's real, what's true, and make choices based on that. So you're trying to make decisions based on logic and truth rather than your emotion. Because Cancer, as a water sign, usually you let your heart rule your head. But I feel this month something is coming up where you can't do that. You have to use your logic. You have to use your mind. You can't just, sweep things under the rug. You have to see reality and be more discerning in your relationship. Let me see the truth about the people around me. Whether it's a love relationship or even a friendship, I feel you have to take action based on what is best, on reality, not what you want to be real, but what is real. What are you really seeing? Separate the wheat from the chaff. Be analytical. You could be dealing, sometimes the King of Swords can represent some type of legal situation. So you might be dealing with some legal issue that has to be resolved this month. And it's going to lead to major change. And possibly because the Tower brings up some truth that you weren't expecting. And but you're ready to take action. You have the strength to take action. Because the Ace of Swords gives you that energy, that warrior spirit, like I'm going to fight for justice. I'm going to fight for what I deserve. I'm going to fight for truth. I'm not going to, let someone take advantage of my kindness. A lot of times Cancer and water sign, you care, you just want to nurture others. But if someone's taking advantage of your kindness, you're going to put a stop to it. You have the Judgment here. This is another card of rebirth, awakening. So there's some truth coming out this month you're going to see things from a different perspective, but it's going to be positive. And the Judgment is having a spiritual awakening where you decide to take action for your own benefit. You're taking care of you for the first time. Like you're waking up. You're saying, I have to make some changes. I can't just be, I have to be the agent of change in my life. I can't wait for change to happen. I can't wait for things to happen to me. When the judgment comes up, I always say it's better to be the agent of change than the victim of change. So if things are changing around you, and that could be a relationship where you're restructuring the nature of your relationship, or it could be a work situation where there's major change going on at work and things are going to be reorganized in a new way. Judgment is, if you're taking charge and you're showing, you're taking action, it's going to be very empowering. So you're going to feel like, okay, I'm not helpless in the situation. I can take action and I can create something that's for my benefit. Because I feel like the judgment is also about becoming empowered, because you're taking charge of your life and you're fixing what needs to be fixed. You're changing things on deep levels, and it's transforming you in a positive way. In your environment, you have the Six of Swords. Sometimes this card is about moving away from difficulty and moving toward, calmer waters. So you're moving into a situation. If you've been through if you're in a relationship that's very volatile or very, a lot of chaos, a lot of, you may have felt oppressed or trapped, you may break free and move towards something that's better for you, that's more calm, more peaceful. Because the Six of Swords sometimes means leaving something behind, traveling. It could even mean a change of residence in some cases, where you're moving out from a difficult situation, you're moving towards something that's better for you, that's a better fit, that brings more harmony into your life. You've got the Ace of Wands, which is a new beginning. You're planting a new seed, so there could be even a new relationship on the horizon. If it's not a new relationship, it could even be a new beginning within an existing relationship. Once you see what needs to change. So like you could be in a relationship, okay, we're having these problems. Then something happens, you see the truth, and you make major changes to fix what's wrong, and you have a new start. For others, it could, if you're not willing to make the change, it could, if something can't be fixed, because for whatever reason, maybe the person you're dealing with is too stubborn, they don't want to change, you might wind up leaving that person or ending the relationship so that you could find something better. I mean, you have this King of Wands energy as the outcome. So the King of Wands in the positive is very beneficial. He's someone who is very not afraid to speak their mind, a good leader, someone who likes to help others, who likes to mentor. So you could be connecting with someone who's very strong, has a very strong presence. I feel like there could be a new beginning with this king, where you're planting new seeds and you're releasing what's no longer serving you, or you're making major changes so that you could have a new start in a relationship. And I think ultimately you're going to be moving away from this difficulty. Like once the dust settles, you're going to come out, you're going to emerge stronger. And you're going to have the opportunity to have a new beginning. The Ace of Wands, you're going to be excited about this new beginning. And as a time card, it's going to take some time for this all to work out. So as a time card, this new beginning could happen in the spring, March, April, May. I feel like March would be more of the time frame. So, and that kind of fits the astrology because we have Mars going retrograde until March. So things are, it's time to like slow down and rethink our strategy, rethink our trajectory, and make some shifts and changes so we can have a new start in the spring. So I think that the end result is going to be positive. I think you're going to be on a new path with new hope and more greater harmony in the future, but not without making some major changes in a relationship that might even involve counseling on some level, or looking at how you feel about yourself, how you express anger, looking at certain karmic issues with justice, like, give and take, finding balance in a relationship. If one person's doing all the giving, the other person's doing all the taking, that has to stop. That either, because if you don't change on a major level, you might wind up having to walk away. So it can go either way. If you're willing to work on it, You could make something happen where you have the opportunity to rework the relationship from the ground up. So you have a new start. It's like a brand new start, brand new beginning. And you're not repeating the past habits that brought to this tower moment. And for those who can't work it out and you're just done, you have an opportunity for a new beginning with a better fit, a person who will be a better fit. So let's see what the angels have to say. Judgment. There we go. It's in the tarot and it's in the angel cards. Let go of your fear of being judged. You are good enough. It's time to unlock all that you have kept safely locked away in your heart. Your true essence and potential has been restricted by structure and method for long enough. There's no right or wrong way. Just be you. So speak your truth in your relationship and let the chips fall. I mean, be kind, but don't put up with anything that's not fair to you. You want to go for justice. Justice is on your side. So if something needs to end before it can be fixed or changed, you might be doing that this month. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So you have this lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse, in your 11th house. That's the house of friendship. So the moon and Uranus are in your house of friendship. There could be some surprise developments around a friend, with a friend, possibly a female friend because it's the moon. And then you have the 5th house, the sun, opposing this moon. The sun, Mercury, and Venus are in your 5th house. There could be, you could find out that a friendship, that someone that you're just friends with is interested in you romantically. The 5th house also relates to children. There could be some truth that's revealed around children. For some of you, that could be a pregnancy. Surprise, surprise, because Uranus brings surprises. There could be some surprise development in a relationship or a friendship. The 5th house is the house of romance, children, fun, joy. You could, and it's a full moon brings revelation. So you may find out, wow, I didn't know this person cared about me. Or, wow, I didn't know I had feelings for this person. Or anything could happen with Uranus. The thing that you least expect is what would happen. So see what blows in. Now, the only challenge to this full moon, because something is going to be revealed that could shock you or surprise you. You have Saturn in the 8th house, squaring it. So the 8th house is the house of intimacy. It's the house of transformation. It's the house of other people's money. With Saturn there, you might be dealing with, if you have any kind of financial problems, you're dealing with a bank, they could be kind of harsh. They might put you through the mill, like if you're trying to get a business loan or some kind of loan from the bank, or you might have to pay something. There might be some financial dealings that you feel are too harsh. The other thing that Saturn could represent is fear and intimacy. Like maybe you're afraid to pursue this new relationship or this friendship because you're afraid of intimacy. You're afraid of what people are going to think. What are people going to say if I go after this person? Or if this person, if we reveal our feelings to each other. So there could be some blockages with Venus squaring Saturn and Mercury square Saturn. You might be afraid to communicate or afraid to speak up or share your love. Maybe you feel cut off from loved ones, especially if you were depending on someone's finances, because the 8th house can be a partner's income. If you were depending on money from another person, and let's say you're breaking the relationship, you may have to survive on your own salary or your own income, and you won't have that support. So you have to take action. Mars is in the 12th house. So Mars in the 12th house, you're repressing your anger. And you might be, it's a psychological house, the 12th house. But it's trining the 8th house. It's trining Saturn at this time. It's kind of a separating trine, though. And it's also squaring Jupiter in your 9th house, Jupiter and Neptune. So maybe you have to, with Jupiter and Neptune in your 9th house, you might decide to travel. The 9th house is the house of long distance travel. Maybe you go on vacation with your partner to try and fix the relationship. Or you may decide, I don't want to live here anymore, I want to move. Or you might be connecting with someone who's very different than you culturally, or has a different belief system. Mars in the 12th, if you're repressing anger, you may need to speak up about it, or you might need to deal with, talk to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a counselor to help you deal with repressed anger. Because if you're repressing your anger, it's going to come out in other ways that are damaging. So you don't want to repress. You want to learn how to communicate your anger and release it in a healthy way, so that it doesn't do damage. You've got Pluto in the 7th house. It's been there since 2008. So Pluto is transforming your relationships. You may have attracted people that really are intense. You might have had a lot of power struggles in relationships. Relationships have transformed your life in some way. But now Jupiter is sextile Pluto, and Neptune has been Neptune's always sextile Pluto. But Jupiter is sextiling Pluto. It has while it's in Pisces. So you have an opportunity to connect with someone. You just have to get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your neighborhood. Don't be afraid to try someone who's different than you. Like if you keep dating the same type, like the boy next door, the girl next door, the person from your comfort group. If you try to expand your relationship connection to someone that's very different than you, it could lead to a major relationship that transforms your life. You have Chiron in the 10th house. Chiron, there's some healing that needs to be done about how you're seen in the world. Maybe you're getting into a profession where you're like some type of healer. You want to do the healing. And you're starting to be recognized for those talents. But I feel like while you're healing others, you're also healing yourself. So there's a lot of healing, especially Chiron in Aries. You need to show who you really are. Who am I? Don't be afraid to show your talents, to show your soft side, your nurturing side. And don't be afraid to go after what you want, because Aries is about having courage. Don't let fear hold you back from going after what you want. Let's see, what else is happening? You have Venus and Mercury in the 5th with the Sun, so that's positive for like a new romance or a love relationship. Like something, if you reveal your feelings to someone, it could take it in a new direction. You could take a friendship in a new direction. Like maybe you have a friend that you're interested in, but they don't know that you care. If you communicate, you may find out that you're both interested, and it could change the relationship in a positive way. Then we have this new moon in Sagittarius in your 6th house. That could bring a new job or a new beginning in your day-to-day work environment. It's trining Jupiter and Neptune in the 9th. So it's possible that this new opportunity that comes up, you may have to travel to get trained, or you might have to go back to school and learn some new things. It might involve travel, or you might be connecting with people from a distance, from foreign countries. I think it's positive, though. The new moon is trine Jupiter and Neptune, so you could manifest a dream, something that you've always wanted. You can make it happen now. Pluto's in the 7th. It's sextile all this energy. So it could involve a partnership that leads to commitment. But it could also be a business partnership that transforms your life in a powerful way. Venus and Mercury in the 6th. I feel that you might be getting more involved in communication. There could be your relationship with colleagues is going to improve. Mars, still I see Mars in the 12th, but it's trining Saturn. So I feel like at the full moon, you may see where you need to make some changes in how you deal with aggression, how you deal with anger, how you deal with assertiveness. And with Mars trining Saturn, if you do the work and you're not afraid to face reality, you could have some positive results and have some major healing happen. Because Mars in the 12th house is our psychological blocks and how we sabotage ourselves. So with Mars in the 12th, you may feel like I don't have the energy. You might feel, because Mars rules your energy also and your drive. Maybe you've lacked motivation. Maybe just because you're not expressing your anger, you're getting depressed. So if you start communicating what's wrong and you can fix it, and you're willing to do the work, it can bring more intimacy to a relationship. So don't just stew and steam, holding in your anger. Speak up. If something is not right in a relationship, and you speak up about it, or you take action to heal whatever's wounding you, whatever's been, if you've been dealing with, if you have some baggage that you need to release, it can really help in a positive way transform your life so that you could bring greater intimacy. So I feel like I'm getting like two vibes for this reading. Some people, I think, can heal a relationship and have a new start. Other people will remove themselves from a toxic situation that just can't work anymore. And then you're going to be working on yourself and feeling more empowered. And then you have another new relationship. I feel like you're moving away from difficulty. You just have to get through the transition period with the Tower and with the full moon. Like when you see the truth, you're going to know what to do one way or another. But you have hope at the end of the month for a new beginning that's going to put you on the right path because you're no longer wasting energy on the wrong path. So that's my forecast for November, Cancer. If you like this reading and it resonated with you, click on the like button, leave me a comment. I love reading all your comments. And if you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we can get you scheduled. In the meantime, thank you for supporting this channel. I wouldn't be here without your support. And thank you for likes, comments, and subscribes. If you're new, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the videos. So have a wonderful November. And if you're in the States and you're celebrating, have a happy Thanksgiving. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.